Huge, huge win for the Philadelphia Eagles. I did an entire video right after the game before I had some things to do. And would you believe it? I went to upload it, actually did it with my camera and no audio. So that was a lot of fun. But we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Step right up as we discuss the electrifying, mesmerizing, stupendifying. All right, that's not a word, but I'm going with it. Dazzling, clearly polarizing Jalen Hurts tearing up the field for your Philadelphia Eagles. This ain't just a quarterback performance. It is a thrilling force of nature. He's taken the game by storm, leaving defenses in the dust. Yesterday, he brought all of the heat and he broke brains. Let's talk about it. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content as we creep closer to 500 subscribers. Thank every single one of you. Cam Newton, Nick Wright, Chase Daniel, Howie Eskin, Skip Bayless. Where y'all at, boys? Where y'all at? I'm not seeing you break down. I'm not seeing you break down the Eagles game. What is going on? And then, of course, we also have Howie Eskin, who we completely broke as well. So let's just take a quick listen to that. Howie says he responded to somebody, says never said he should start. Never said he should start. Are we sure about that, Howie? Because we've got this.
I think Tanner McKee right now should be the starter. I think Tanner McKee right now should be the starter.
That is how much we have broken these people with the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts right there on video. This was within the past week. I think Tanner McKee should be the starter. And when he gets asked, when the guy says, "You're an idiot saying Tanner McKee should start over the MVP of the league," Howard Eskin says, "Never said he should start." And it is there on video for everyone to see, everyone to listen to. Nikki knows. Nikki knows right this past week. Talked about how Jalen Hurts hasn't had a 300-yard game since 2023, and that is why they can't depend on him to put the team on his shoulders and win a game. Here's the thing, Nikki, as Philadelphia Eagles fans know, Jalen Hurts can, as he showed yesterday, throw for 300 yards, but he hasn't needed to in order for the team to win. By the way, I also thought he couldn't throw in the middle of the field or go deep. By the way, he was 5 for 5 for 216 yards and 3 TDs on passes of 20+ yards yesterday. 19 of 23, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the third perfect passer game rating game in Philadelphia Eagles history. Now, we know we still got some issues. Saquon Barkley, 18 carries for 44 yards. That is a real problem at this point. The man in a 17-game season is not even on pace to get to 1,000 yards. And I think it's a combo. We'll dissect that in other videos as well. The offensive line's not as good, there's no doubt, but they're not terrible. DeAndre Swift, remember him? Helped us get to a suit. Was it? Oh no, he was here for the collapse. I'm sorry, in 2023, but it was a 1,000-yard runner. He's got well over 400 yards for the Chicago Bears. He's averaging 4.7 yards a carry. You cannot tell me that Chicago Bears offense, in terms of their weapons and their offensive line, is better than what the Philadelphia Eagles has. So it is, yes, on the offensive line not playing as well. Yes, absolutely a lot of the play calling, which is not, the other teams are keying on Saquon and he is not being helped by the play calling at all. But there's also got to be a little something with Saquon that even so, he has not been able to break a run this season. 18 carries, 44 yards, a long run of 17 yards this season. That is definitely a problem for sure. Other thing I want to point out and talk about the play calling that's become a problem, right? We're all screaming about the third and longs and how we just give up and we run the ball. And here's what's really wild about that, folks. Jalen Hurts this year on third down, 35 of 49, 468 yards. That is a 71.4% completion percentage and averages 9.6 yards per attempt. Also has 17 carries for 48 yards. Not a great average, but still, if it's short yardage, we know that includes the quarterback sneaks and the tush pushes as well. And also, just for good measure, he added another 3 for 4 on fourth down as well. So that just adds again a lot to the bizarreness of the play calling with the Philadelphia Eagles. We know Devontae Smith recorded a career high 183. I think I have 183 yards and a touchdown for Devontae Smith on 9 catches, 121 yards and 2 TDs on, I believe, 4 catches for AJ Brown. And there's the 326 yards and 3 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. I'll say this about the defense as well. The pass rush made an impact. I think that was important. The secondary is getting burned big time outside, which is definitely a concern. I know Mitchell is just back from injury, and when he lined up with Jefferson, he was actually very, very, very good. Basically, didn't give up much. We had Cooper DeJean knock down the fade into the corner to Justin Jefferson, which was a huge play. Makuba is a serious problem right now. He got destroyed multiple times on the same routes on that TD that was called back because of holding. So I mean that some of the couple of their major problems. Kevin Patullo is still a huge problem. Andrew Makuba is a huge problem back there. The guy can make plays downfield, but he seems very, very confused at times. Jalen Carter showed up like that. I will say this: the de- the defensive line got after Carson Wentz. It was great to see a lot of pressure from the defensive line. Hunt was it Hunt made a fantastic play, but he's also getting pressure. He's very versatile as a linebacker. And I want to go back to the Jalen Hurts stuff for a moment. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see this. NFL gets really weird about showing stuff, but I'm going to try. This is that ball to Devontae Smith, what I think went like 56 yards in the air or something like that. Absolutely perfect. Now he got behind the defense, sure, but that is an absolute perfect pass. Hit him in stride. Didn't have to slow down. Didn't have to speed up. Absolutely perfect throw. Jalen Hurts, one of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL. And then people going absolutely wild in the comments on this. I think it's we got to click through this one. Just again dismissing it pretty wide open. Yeah, well, if I had the felt like doing it right now, I could give you guys like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes deeply overthrowing wide open receivers. And it just goes on. This isn't a hard throw. He might be the bottom five. You hear that, y'all? Bottom five deep ball throwers in the NFL when he's one of the top five deep ball throwers in the NFL. Criteria always set at least 5 seconds to throw and 2 yards of separation. It was a bomb, man, and the play had to take time to develop. The pass protection was fantastic, and he put the ball exactly where he should put it. And as sophisticated ignorance says, these replies should tell you why Eagles fans are always on everybody's backside when it comes to Hurts. It doesn't matter what he does, they'll never give him credit. 100%. Absolutely wild stuff. They also celebrated the figuring out a way to the tush push with the way they lined up the guys sideways. And as John says, I'm convinced these fools don't realize that the Eagles picked up the first down on this play. Yeah, I had the same exact thought, but may have finally figured out how to stop the tush push. It gets Tyler Barry to lie down, act against the human shield to stop it, and it worked. No, it didn't work. They actually picked up the first down here, and they didn't try it the next time because a false start was called before the play was even run. It wasn't a false start like a player left early and they ran the play, and then it was called. No, they called a false start before. So no, it absolutely did not work. And then, of course, the Vikings fans and Eagles haters absolutely going insane on this play as well, talking about it being a catch because they don't understand the basic rule. As the entire front of the ball hits the ground and the ball completely is lost and his hands are empty. That's a definition of not surviving the ground. That's right. If it hits the ground, it cannot move. You have to keep complete control of the ball all the way through. And this didn't happen. And they don't understand why, because after he lost control of it, it didn't hit the ground and he gathered it up. They're forgetting the fact that it hit the ground right away. Now, this actually isn't the best angle for hitting the ground, but it's still pretty obvious that the first half of that ball right on the ground, right there. Then he loses the ball completely, folks. Completely loses the ball and gathers it up as he rolls over. But you've got the Vikings fans all day long after that game talking about how that should have been a touchdown. Enjoy the week, Philly fans. It's going to come fast and furious as it always does, but now they're going to be big, big mad after this win when Jalen Hurts played lights out, throwing the ball over the middle, throwing the ball deep, throwing the ball all over the place, getting AJ Brown involved, getting Devontae Smith involved. I mean, they were most of almost what almost all, right? I think it was like 304. Do I have that right? 304. Yeah, 304 of the 326 yards to the two wideouts from Jalen Hurts. Absolutely phenomenal game. And one last thing, I'm not sure if I can show it. They always get wild, but I think this was important to throw out because here's the other thing. People now want to be like, oh, well, Kevin Patullo did a great job. A number of the big plays, including a huge first down pickup to AJ Brown on a play where Hurts scrambled out, are on Jalen Hurts and improvisation. This first big play, the first one to AJ Brown early in the game. If you watch Jalen Hurts on this, right? AJ doesn't really do anything. Kind of like watch Jalen. Okay, now we're going to see it. Jalen looks over. He says, okay, he motions with his left arm. Go. I've got you. I've got you deep. There's no one out there. I'm going to toss this and boom, touchdown. That's Jalen Hurts. That was not the route called. That was not the play called by Kevin Patullo. So we still got our issues, but we got a lot of talent. We can absolutely right this ship, and it is going to break brains all season long. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to you in the next video.